This video is brought to you by PrizePicks. You know, I'll be having a good ass time thinking about the Browns draft and all the fun we've had in the offseason and the recommitment to the offensive line, the new pieces that they've added to wide receiver. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you start to hear it. You know what you hear? You start wondering, what's that noise? Why's everybody running? What's going on? Why am I nervous all of a sudden? We was just having a good time. We was talking about Denzel Boston. We was talking about Casey Concepcion and Spencer Fano and oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. They talking about Deshaun Watson starting at quarterback again. Oh, Lord. We're so close to done. We're so close to done, but so far away. Honestly, that's what it feels like. We be Browns fans. We having a good time. We optimistic again. We looking forward to it. And we're like, you know what? Let's give the young guy a chance. Let's see what Shador can do. They keep playing them damn saxophones. They keep haunting us with Deshaun Watson. It's like they threatening us with Deshaun Watson. It's like they like, hey, I see you having a good ass time. Would you like to play Deshaun Watson? Now look, Deshaun might have a bounce back, and maybe we have a good ass time with Deshaun Watson. Maybe that's something that happens. I don't know, man. But right now, for what we know, every time they try to tell us Deshaun gonna start at quarterback, it feels like a threat. But Albert Breer was on with Rich Eisen to talk about what he's hearing about Deshaun Watson getting a chance to start at quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Let's listen to what Rich Eisen and Albert Breer have to say about this.
I did see him come out and talk. I didn't actually see what he said, but like I did see he's kind of like speaking for the team now, right?
Yeah. Did you all see that?
I did before the draft.
He wants it before the draft, and it's just like, okay. A little bit of Browns being brought to the Bucs now, and it's kind of.
Yeah, I mean, could that be Jalen Brown for Giannis straight up? I don't know.
Oh my goodness, that could be the best thing in the world for the Cleveland Browns. Is just to have Jimmy Haslam just be focused on the Bucs. I'm sorry, Milwaukee fans, y'all had that championship. Y'all got what y'all wanted. Let us try to get what we want here. And y'all just deal with Jimmy. Maybe it's not that bad with Jimmy. You know, maybe Jimmy done learn something. You know what I mean? But like, and that would be the best thing. If we could just let football ops run this football team post-Watson era, and we could just rebuild with time without the threat of everybody being fired looming over this team, that would be the best thing possible. Let's continue.
I look at us mixing sports right now, but is this Deshaun Watson's gig? As we're sitting here, soon to be mid-May.
Yeah.
Schedule's coming out.
So,
Bert, what do you think?
This is the way that I've looked at it, and I've looked at it this way for a couple of months. They have now invested, nearly $200 million. By the end of this year, it'll be $230 million into Deshaun Watson. They've invested 3 first-round picks into him. Obviously, it's gone the way it's gone. It has not. The return has not been close to the investment they made over the last 4 years. You know what would be worse, though, than just striking out on this? What would be worse would be striking out, not giving him a chance this year, and then seeing him go and ball out somewhere else in 2020.
How would that be worse? Honest to God, question here. I know why people think it would be worse, but like, how would that be worse for the Browns? If Deshaun Watson ended up being good somewhere else and we didn't play him that last year, like, we're done with Deshaun Watson. I could care less how he plays at his next stop. And we really need to be honest about this. Big if there's a next stop here, right? Like, it's one thing that Deshaun Watson carries the luggage that he carries around with the 30 cases of of accusations of sexual assault and harassment on his name that brings a stigma that surrounds him. It's another thing that he hasn't been good. So, like, if Deshaun Watson does not play this year, what are the odds that he plays for somebody else? And even if he does, why should we give a single about what he does after that? I promise you, there's not a single Browns fan that actually cares about the Browns that will give a damn or shed a tear about that. They'll just be like, oh, well, it wasn't meant to be. We're over it. This ain't Baker Mayfield, right? With Baker Mayfield, you could sell that, where it's like, oh, well, we gave up on Baker too early, quote unquote, and he ended up being good somewhere else. He was 20-something years old, and that's different. If Deshaun Watson at 30 decides to have a decent year with like the Atlanta Falcons next year, who cares? I don't. I really don't. I'm not going to sit here and cry about that. What would be worse for the Cleveland Browns, in my opinion, is if they had somehow got a good year out of Deshaun Watson, they sign him to another expensive contract thinking he's going to be good now, and then he stinks for 4 more years. See, anything that involves the worst case scenario for this Deshaun Watson thing for Cleveland, in my opinion, is it extending in any matter, right? The extension of this era is the thing that we're trying to fight against here, right? It needs to end. As long as it ends, it's not the worst case scenario. I don't know why people are acting like, oh, well, if he goes somewhere else and he has a good season. It's like, sure, buddy. We'll see if that happens. Why are we acting like that's likely, though? So I don't get that being a worst case scenario for Cleveland. Maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe Browns fans truly would feel this way. But I feel like we're all we booed the man after he tore his Achilles while he was on the cart out. We are past the point of having FOMO about Deshaun Watson, man. I don't think anybody's gonna care if he has a decent year somewhere else. Now, what people will care more about is what Cleveland does to solve their quarterback problem. So especially if the Browns feel like they have a solution in place and Deshaun Watson has a good year somewhere, there ain't nobody going to give one damn about any of that. But if the Browns hold themselves back for another year waiting on Deshaun Watson again, and that cost them an opportunity to get a quarterback, now you're talking about the worst case scenario.
7. So I think for the Browns, part of this is you sort of owe it to yourself to at least give this a run and see, and make sure that top 5 quarterback that we all watched play in 2017 and 18 and 19 and 20 isn't still in there. And do I think that they want to get a look at Shedeur Sanders again? Sure. I also think it's much easier to pull the plug on Deshaun Watson 4 games or 8 games into the season and go to Shedeur Sanders than it would be the other way around. Generally, you'll start with your veteran quarterback, you'll see what he's got, and then you get to a point in the season where it's like, okay, now we're going to go with the young guy. You give the young guy a little bit more runway to learn your offense, to learn from the older guy. And then if it doesn't go well with the older guy, you go to the younger guy. That, of course,
I think that makes sense if we hadn't already seen Shedeur start, right? If this were last year, and this is exactly how it went last year, I think that makes sense. But the difference is Shedeur's not a rookie anymore. And technically speaking, Shedeur was the starting quarterback the last time the Browns played a football game. So while he was a rookie, him getting in next was just kind of the natural order of things. If that happens this year, I don't think that's the natural order of things. I think that's Shedeur getting benched or demoted, or at least the perception is that Shedeur is getting benched or demoted, right? Because people are, especially those who support Shedeur, are already looking at him like he's the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. So if he does not start after he started in the past, I think that's going to be much different than like the traditional, oh, we got a veteran, throw a rookie in there. I don't know. Like, obviously, Albert Breer's not giving us sourced information, right? This isn't what he's hearing. This is just what he's thinking. So, this is an opinion here from Albert Breer. So it's important to take it at that. This isn't like him reporting that this is what the Browns are going to do. This is just his thought on what the Browns should do based on what he could see right now. Now, we're going to continue to break this video down. But first, I want to thank my sponsor, PrizePicks. Hey, let me talk to you about my sponsor for this year, PrizePicks. It's a fun way to win cash while you're watching your favorite teams. Forget complex betting rules. Their app is designed to be incredibly easy to use. Just pick more or less on a few player stats and lock in your lineup. Speaking of, here are my picks for this upcoming NFL season. They have Myles Garrett at 14 sacks here. I think he will get more than 14 sacks. Joe Burrow at 3,875 passing yards. I think he'll be a 4,000-yard passer. I'm going to go with more. They have Derrick Henry at 1,224 yards. I'm going to go less than that. Check to see if PrizePicks is available in your state. You can follow me on the app at KWEN_C to see all of my lineups. Download the PrizePicks app today. Play $5 and get $50 in lineups when you download the app using the link in the description. All right, let's hear continue to hear what Albert Breer has to say.
Presuming that Shedeur doesn't just flat out beat him out, which is possible too. But I think in this case, I just think the Browns would like to see and make sure that Deshaun Watson is not the guy anymore, period, end of story, that he was 5 years ago. And I honestly, like, if I had invested that much, if I was the owner, the GM,
Heck yeah.
if I had invested that much, I mean, I think I would want to get a look, right?
Too.
Just to make sure that it's not there, especially in what's going to be a transition year, unless, of course, there's a much better answer on the position on your team.
No, there's no doubt, right? I mean, you've come all this way. He's come all the way back from an Achilles injury. Mm-hmm. You have two rookies from last year, one who flashed in Shedeur and one who really didn't in Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
But neither of them sit here.
Po Lil Tink Tink, man. Po Lil Tink Tink. They talk about that, man. Even when people trying to be positive, he catch so many strays, man. Po one out for Po Lil Tink Tink, man. That's they be doing him wrong.
A week one better chance than a, turn back the clock to Deshaun Watson. You know what I mean? Like that.
Can I ask this question though? Can I ask this question honestly? I feel like the other way around makes more sense. Like, if you want to throw Shedeur out there at the beginning of the season and just see what that's like, the whole quarterback one experience with Shedeur, and then if Shedeur plays poorly, all right, let's see what we got in Deshaun Watson. Doesn't that make more sense? Right? Like, I get what they're saying. The Browns have spent so much money at this Deshaun Watson thing that they have to see it through. But also, the Browns have already committed to, like, walking away from this whole thing, right? Like, they started that 2 years ago. They put a poison pill in the contract, which makes it almost impossible to extend him past this year. They have already given up on this, right? So anything you get out of this is not going to be a long-term benefit and just going to be something in the short term, right? And what's really the incentive to see him play at that point? Once you made the organizational decision that we're going to structure his deal to make it more release friendly and less extension friendly, you have already made up your mind on where this is going, right? This is kind of like the Kyler Murray Arizona Cardinals thing, where it's like, once they decided to put him back on the injury report and start Jacoby Brissett over him, they had already decided that they were moving on. Nothing that was going to happen in the interim was going to change that. And that's kind of where the Browns are. Like, I know they say, oh, we can re-sign him, but it's not really feasible right now. And we'll see if it's likely. Again, I will like to point out, the talk with Deshaun Watson, the saxophones about Deshaun Watson playing, they are the loudest when we are the furthest away from football, right? Like all this talk about, we got to see what we hear this the loudest since he's been in Cleveland when we are the furthest away from football, right? The closer and closer we get to football, the quieter this shit usually gets. Like that's kind of been the hype cycle with Deshaun. Like this part, he's always hot in April, right? He's always hot in March. But boy, once we get to like August, you start to hear people cooling off, right? And that's a huge part of it too. Like we're making a lot of assumptions on what Deshaun Watson is going to be able to provide when the last time we saw him, and this is also another thing I don't think Albert Breer or Rich Eisen are really putting too much thought into. We have seen Deshaun Watson play. Right, they're making it sound like Deshaun Watson has been injured the last 4 years and he hasn't played. No, there's a sample of play available for Deshaun, and it's pretty bad for the most part. So, like, maybe if Deshaun's play were better, I would be more up for this. But, like, the last time we saw him, he was like 45 out of 46 quarterbacks in success rates with over 100 pass attempts. The only quarterback who was lower than him was his teammate DTR, who plays for the Birmingham Stallions, which is his second team in the UFL in just one season. That's the level of quarterback play Deshaun Watson was providing before he popped his Achilles 2 times, before he missed 700 days. I think I said this in a previous video. I'll continue to say it. Deshaun Watson, I treat him like somebody who owe me money, right? Like when it comes to somebody who owe you money, and if you've ever had somebody owe you enough money to where you care about it, you know exactly what I'm talking. Whenever somebody owe you money, you don't care what they got to say. They be saying all kind of shit to him, especially habitual money owers. If you are a habitual money owner in the audience, you know what I'm talking about. If you are somebody who deals with a habitual money owner in the audience, you would know what I'm talking about, especially because like they'll tell you, oh, I'm about to get 2 jobs this week, and then I'm about to, you know what? I'm gonna give you your 200, and then I'm gonna give you 100 on top of that, bro. I'm gonna get you good. We gonna get you settled. Hey, bro, I'm gonna get you a steak dinner. All kind of bullshit they be trying to tell you about how they gonna give you your money, and you know what don't be happening? You don't be getting your money. Right? The louder the noise is, the more likely it is that you ain't getting a goddamn thing. As far as your money, but you might as well just count that money as spent. Don't expect it back, you know. And that's what I treat Deshaun Watson like. He owe me money, right? I think the whole fan base treat Deshaun Watson like that, right? Like that's a man who owe me money. And every time he come around here talking about, hey man, we gonna have a fun year this year. Yeah, look, I'm gonna feel like 46 million. You be like, man, do you got the money or not? Stop talking. I don't want to hear none of this, dog. You got my money or not? Well, you gotta be like that. It's all nah. He owe me money. Okay, I'm done playing with him. I just sat here for 3 years and tried to be optimistic at every turn about Deshaun Watson because I want the Browns to be good, right? Despite how I felt about him personally. At this point, that owes me money. Okay. I'm done playing. Either he got my money or he got nothing for me. I don't want to hear nothing else. That's how I got to treat him. I'm not going, no, that motherfucker money. Okay? I'm tired of it. Every year he come around in the spring talk about how much money he about to give me back. And then every time in the fall, this don't got my money. Talk about, I got you next year, boss. I got you on the 33rd. Yeah, I'm tired of it, bro. Like, yeah, you give me my money now or leave me alone, big dog. So tired of it.
And own the concept of drafting anybody that's there or the signing of or the acquisition. Like all of these quarterbacks, none of them are on the ledger of the new head coach. Right. So all bets are off, to use the phrase, you know, I would think.
I mean, clean slate, right?
Yeah.
Like the only one that Todd Monken had anything to do with acquiring is Talon Green, who they just drafted out of Arkansas and went the 6th round. So, you know, I think it's a clean slate for everybody. And again, like, I think like if we just look at this historically, there at this point are far more recent examples of first round reclamation projects that have worked out. Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones. Then there are third rounders or fifth rounders that wind up becoming big stars. So, it seems to me like if they're going to get top end quarterback play, it's probably still most likely going to come from Deshaun Watson too, based on what we know about the position in recent history.
Brother, have we not watched him play football? Am I living in a crazy world? You know what I'm going to have to do on this channel for everybody? I'm going to have to break down Deshaun Watson 2024 tape again. We're going to have to do that shit. We're going to have to do all over again, man. What are we talking about? Like, say his bad, Deshaun Watson's bad was so much worse than what Sam Darnold was at his worst. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? I get his whole point that former first round talents tend to figure it out more than like third round talent. I agree with that point. But Deshaun Watson is 30. Like, he's not, this ain't Sam Darnold. This ain't Sam Darnold was like 27 when he figured it out. Deshaun Watson was good when he was 27, and now that he's 30. We're talking more like, hey, turning around Carson Wentz, even though Carson Wentz didn't tear his Achilles 2 times. This is more like that. And check my knowledge, Carson Wentz ain't come back. This is like when people was trying to give Cam Newton a chance at the end of his career. Did that work out? Like, generally speaking, if somebody goes from being really good to really bad, it usually stays in bad. But I digress, right? We're going to keep doing this thing. We'll see what happens. We'll watch at camp. I'll try to be as glass half full as I can be about this. But I just feel like people are asking me to ignore 2024 when it comes to Deshaun Watson. I feel like people are asking me to ignore what the football that I watched when they have commentary on him. And I'm like Wayne Brady, bro. Is Quincy going to have to break out the Deshaun Watson 2024 tape? Did we forget? I feel like everybody just forgot. It was so bad, nobody remembered it. So now, like, it's the burden on us to remember it. Like, it was bad. It was so bad. And we could blame it on Stefanski. We could try to blame it on Ken Dorsey. But some of this stuff was beyond that. It was well beyond that. I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, like I said earlier, Browns fans just be out here trying to have a good-ass time. We be thinking about Quinshawn Judkins. We be thinking about Spencer Fano, that offensive line, 6 new offensive linemen, new wide receivers, a bright future. We believe in our general manager now, and then y'all keep just out here. It's a sunny day. There's no clouds out. Why are you with us? Trying to bring back Deshaun Watson. Why? We not doing this, man. If Deshaun Watson comes back, I will believe in it after that gives me my money back. So if you want me to believe in Deshaun Watson, I'll wait till we're paid back. Once he starts giving us the cash, good games in the regular season, then I'll start to think to myself, maybe we can believe in this for a year. But until then, don't be up here acting like that owe me money. I'm tired of y'all. Rich Eisen out there talking about Deshaun Watson like he don't money. Y'all have a good day.